Hi, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Caitlin, and you are here with Pink and Main. Tonight, we are going to have a lot of fun making some Christmas cards or holiday themed cards with some ornaments and some coordinating tags that are just like the world's most simple tag. There's not a lot fancy to them, but we made all of these really fun ornaments the other day. And so we're going to take one of the techniques that we use, one of the more simple ones, honestly, and make some really fun cards. So my plan is to make like a card set with at least two, and then I'll show you like literally the world's fastest gift tag. And then, yeah, it should be really fun. Thank you so much to everybody for checking in the comments. I've seen so many people checking in already. I love you guys so much. At some point, we're going to get to the level where like I can't actually shout everybody out. So in the meantime, I'm going to go through real quick. So I see Virginia, Danny, Kim, Leslie, Mary Lou, Annette, Anita, Connie, Barbara, Daisy. Daisy's checking in from Barstow, California. I don't know if I've seen a Daisy in the comments before, so I appreciate you jumping in. I see Kim, Maria, Melissa, Mary, Susan, Anne. Thank you all so much. It means the world that you're here to hang out. Hopefully, at least some of you have some crafty supplies out, or you have like a nice little beverage, maybe a little snickety snack. And we're just going to hang out and have some fun crafting tonight. This week has been a mentally very stressful week for me, so I am absolutely ready to like zone into my craft stuff, and hopefully you guys feel the same. Susan said her craft or her ornament folder came in yesterday. That is perfect, Susan. So this is what Susan and I are talking about. This is the ornament, emboss, and cut folder. So we used it on Tuesday as well. It comes with the metal dies already in there. So you get a texture pressure embossed ornament that is die cut out for you all in one pass. So before it has any ink or anything on it, that's what it looks like. So you can see that texture. And then we played with some regular soft ink blending. We played with foiling. Can I get the shine? The mirrored camera. There we go. I got at least one good shine out of that. We inked up our folder and then put the paper in. We inked our folder with distress ink and sprayed it with water and put our paper in. And I played around with some glitter. So those are all the different things that we did the other night. My personal favorite after looking over these are either the like little inky smush guys or the regular ink blending. So tonight I think we are going to just focus on the ink blended ones, but we're going to add in some more friends. And my whole color scheme is being inspired by the Merry and Bright paper pad, which is definitely like a non-traditional color scheme. It's got lots of like pinks and blues and yellows, but a lot of the prints are still so clearly like holiday that they can be used for that, right? Candy canes, trees, or you can just use the dots year round. So I love that. And then let me switch us to, there we go. I also grabbed this guy, which is new. These are the Winter Greetings dies. And so we get a Merry Christmas, Be Merry, Season's Greetings, Merry and Bright, Happy Holidays, and Joy. And with that, you get the shadow layer as well as the letters. So those are going to be our sentiments on our ornament cards. But the first thing we need to do is make some additional ornaments. So I have some ice rink cardstock. And what I'm going to do is trim this down. And we're going to do, honestly, how many do you get on here? 7? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we get 7. So one pass is probably enough. but we're going to cut this. Normally I would say 6, but does it need to be the 6? Yeah, it needs to be the 6. Okay. We will cut this to 6 and just have extra paper. So 6 by 6, that's what's going to fit in our embossing folder. We'll use the other paper left over for our sentiment. And then while I have this out, I'm also going to cut one sheet to down the middle at 5.5 so that we can have 2 card bases. Those are there. All right, so this is so easy. All we have to do is place our paper inside, and you always want to put the hinge side into your die cutting machine first. You never want to roll it from the open side because it might not line up and it can break your folder. I say that from experience. I didn't think it would be a big deal, not with a Pink and Main, but with another brand. And I completely shattered the folder. So what is going on? Oh, I forgot I'm using an embossing folder. And so in my big shot, I have to remove 2 of the flaps. That's another thing. If you're whatever die cut machine you're using, if you go to use it and you realize that it's really pushing back, like whatever you're trying to die cut really isn't going in the machine, do not force it because all you're going to do is break it. You're not going to win. Everybody will lose. So you can see these cut perfectly, came right out, and they all have that really fun dimension. And you can use either side. You can use the mountain popped up side, or you can use the, one is emboss and one is deboss, but I can't ever tell you which is which because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And I also don't know why, but this one with like the pine boughs is just not my favorite. So we're going to tuck him to the side. And we're going to use these 3 because I want, or 6, sorry, because I want to do 3 on each card. And I have 3 colors here. So I grabbed barbershop, dress shop, and the park, and they match with our pattern paper perfectly. So I'm going to figure out kind of what makes sense. The biggest one can probably go with like a medium and a small. And maybe like those 3. I don't know. These ones are almost the same. Maybe I should just use this one because it's still cute, even if it's not my personal favorite. Yeah, sure. Size-wise, that makes more sense to me. So we'll do 3 and 3. I'm going to take a piece of printer paper and stick that under here so that I can keep my desk clean. And I'm going to grab, what do we need? Pink, dark blue, and green. I'm going to go in with blending brushes from Simon Says Stamp, which you can use whatever. Emboss is raised, deboss is dented. Mary, thank you so much. Keeping me on track. So I'm going to use the embossed side, right? I'm going to use the side that's pushed where the pattern is pushed up because I think it grips onto the pattern better that way. But I think, I mean, we saw from the other day, it'll pretty much work no matter what you do. So I am just going to start off really lightly inking up the edges of my ornament and then go back over kind of just the center where that design is. So now we have, sorry, my camera takes a second, that guy ready to go. And I I think darken up the edges just a little bit more because the pattern paper is like the colors are all very intense. Like that. Oh, thank you, Virginia. Virginia said, don't forget to hit the thumbs up for Caitlin and Pink and me, and we do appreciate that. Giving the live a thumbs up will definitely help the algorithm to push it out to other cool crafters like us who might have some free time on their Thursday night. And then I'm going to try to be a little more careful. That first one, I got a little extra ink in the center that I didn't really want. That's okay. Go. All right, let's switch over to our pink. This is Dress Shop. She is bold. So I'm really barely tapping into my color, and I am fine with some of that ink ending up on my paper because Dress Shop is a very bold color. Okay. Maybe the little one on this one. Oh, we're kind of getting purple because I'm picking up that extra blue from my printer paper. That was not the plan. I really think we'll be all right though. And then green is our last color. So let me shift this over because I don't want my pink and my green to mix. That's just going to make poopy brown. I say that as I go directly into paint on my paper. The park is such like a fun, quirky green too. I think this branchy one being in the green will make me like it more. Okay. And you know what? I was just going to do the ink blending. But now I'm worried that, well, let me see it with the pattern paper under. I'm worried that it's boring, but you guys also know I very much have a too much gene. And so I could be overthinking this. So let me get some pattern paper cut and let me see how it looks with the pattern paper and then the white that I want to do, this like a layering, because maybe that'll be enough. And if not, I have a backup plan. So I'm leaning trees. I think I might have already used a tree too. So maybe trees and maybe snowflakes or trees and lights. We're talking about two separate cards, just to clarify. Yeah, lights could be fun. Lights go on trees with ornaments. Okay, so these are going to be our main panel on our card front. And I'm going top folding vertical. So let's go 4¼ right? I want my lights to go across my card, not like up and down. So by 5½. Same with this guy. 4¼ 5½. Grab some extra paper because I forgot I needed small panels. We're gonna go we're gonna go 5 by 3 3/4. Yeah, like with that, I don't know. That's gonna work for the Christmas tree one, I think. I think that's still a little big. We're losing a lot of that pattern. So maybe a little bit. So now we're at 4 4/4 by, what is that, 3 1/2? Yeah, that's way better. Okay, it's crazy how just like that little bit really does make a big difference. So 3 1/2. This blade is going to be the death of me. I had to change my blade and I cannot figure out how to get this new one to lock in. I'm sure they have like a YouTube video or something of it somewhere, but it's trying to come for me. Okay. So what I am going to do, what we are going to do in a little bit is add some strings that are going to be like holding these in place. So like that's kind of the vision. I think that's enough. I think the ornaments don't need it to be too crazy. With the strings of what I have in mind for the strings. Plus then we have to still do the sentiments. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave these just ink blended the way they are. I think you get a really fun kind of tone on tone texture. So let's leave that alone. And then I was thinking Merry and Bright. So let's see if that fits nicely with this layout. I don't know. I think that's too tall. Maybe like a Be Merry. Yeah, because we can like kind of stack those around them then. Let's do Be Merry. We'll do the same one for both. Keep it a little more easy on ourselves. And I'm going to cut, so we're going to cut 2. I'm going to cut them all out of the white cardstock, but we're going to ink blend our shadow layer. I think that's the direction that it needs to go. Over here on the floor. Do not let not having a fancy craft room stop you from creating, because I create from a hallway between my kitchen and my living room, the bathroom next to me, and it is what it is. You don't need, if you have a beautiful craft room, more power to you, but don't let that be what stops you or hinders you from getting creative. There's one. I wonder what color I'm going to use. Do we bring in an extra color or do we just stick with those? That's the next question. And enough. Ouch. Thank you, Virginia. Okay. If anybody else is crafting, I'd love to know what you're working on. Go ahead and drop a comment in. Or if you have plans of like what your next project's going to be, maybe this weekend. I'd love to know what everybody else is up to. I feel like this time of year just is when like fall, like not just fall crafting, but so many people are starting all their holiday stuff. Oh, Danny, I'm so glad that you have a good space. Anita, you too. That's so good. That's true too, right? Like, don't let it stop you now, but also if that's what you want, just don't lose hope. Because Danny and Anita both had small spaces before, and now they have their big dream spaces that they wanted. Every time my husband and I talk about what our next house is going to be like, we always talk about the craft room that I'll have in there. So I have hope one day. That being said, I've made this hallway work pretty well for me, I think. My poor family has to put up with me and all my crap in the hallway every day. It's a very good incentive to keeping it cleaner, at least. Anita's working on a pink and Main set. That's fun. Oh, Danny's working on a Formula One stamp set, one paper pad, and one sketch to do a set of cards. That's really fun. Hey, Shay. Thanks for checking in. Birthday cards and lollipop covers. Oh, I love that, Kim. That's so fun. I want to do more stuff like that. Like that's like I love cards and I know that's what most of us are still like here for and got us started, but I really want to play more um with like other things like the lollipop covers. I'm trying to figure out what I'm scared to bring in another color. I mean, both of these definitely have yellow that you can see. Maybe we'll just go so non-traditional and we'll pull in, I don't know if I can find it. Where's my construction? Oh, it's right here. Jokes on me. Uh, let's grab like orangey. Definitely more orange. There's no orange in this. Why did I do that? All right, well, at least we'll make a match and then maybe I'll pull in a different yellow. If you have yellow cardstock, I would just do that. But alas, here I am. Okay, let's make this work. I have all the distress things one could want. They're the minis because I don't have a room. See, Anita, in general, I like the orange, but the fact that there's no orange in either of these background papers is what has me worried. So I'm just going to pull in a little bit of squeezed lemonade for some backup support. And they'll still have a little bit of that extra warmth, and that's fine. But I was really going in my head for that like brighter yellow color. The day that Pink and Main has like a full ink range, I'm gonna cry of like with joy. Yeah, I really like that yellow. And you know what? I do think because we're putting white on it, I still want it to be easy to read. So we'll just add like a little wash of this to the edges. So now it'll still look yellow, but it'll have like a little contrast to it. Sure, why not? Just getting crazy over here. Okay, let's assemble these, and then I'll show you my secret plan for this the string. Hey Carmen, I'm glad you could make it. Oh good, you didn't miss anything crazy. Poor Virginia, split between two rooms. That's gotta be not fun. You definitely feel like having to like go back and forth and in between would get very frustrating. So I feel your pain on that one. When I picked where my craft room was going to go, originally I was going to put it upstairs. But I figured like if I was crafting during the day and I needed to be down here with my kiddos, it made more sense for me to just be downstairs. And now it's good because I gave up my office and went back to work in an office full time. So I gave up my home office and now it's my 9-year-old's bedroom. So that would not have been a fun one to figure out if we hadn't proactively. Why is this not working in my head? Oh, that M has a swoop-de-doo at the bottom. That's why. I should have put the M down first. That's pretty good. She does, Carmen. She does love her room. It was her part of her birthday present that I like got all my crap out of there for her, and she got to pick out all her own stuff back in July, new bed stuff, and we got her a fun canopy, and she was a very happy camper. So that's good at least. Go, there's one. I know it looks probably hard to read from the desk, but it like up close, it's still pretty legible. The white isn't too crazy. Let's get this other guy in. I'm just going in with teeny tiny little dots. Oh, Heather, you got to color up the Stamptember set. I love that one. It turned out so cute, and I love how it coordinates with other, like the one from last year, but also like Pink and Main has a set like that on their own. So if you didn't get to grab it, I love that you can kind of get a very similar set, or if you did grab it, you can get other sets to kind of like a mix and match. Love that. Those little marshmallow snowmen. So cute. I would guess. I literally have no idea, but I would say it's probably a safe assumption that that's not the last time we'll see those marshmallow snowmen. I have a feeling that Michelle just has like a soft spot for them. Okay, cool. So what I want to do for my string is prep. I'm still waiting. My Pink and Main shipment is out. And it got shipped, but we're still waiting for it. Maybe we'll tuck that to that side. So I want to have like a general idea of where these are going to go. This one can get popped up so they can like overlap a little. Maybe like that. And I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to just like swoop-de-doo. You can obviously make these completely straight, but you know, we're just gonna get crazy with it. So I'm just sketching in some little lines, and you're probably like, Caitlin, I thought you said you were gonna do something cool. Hold that thought. I kind of like how these are like clustered a little more at the bottom. Well, maybe we'll do one crazy and we'll do one, you know, normal. I'll take a ruler and we'll make some straight lines. If you're not a swoop-de-doo kind of person, you can just take your straight edge, I guess, and draw some lines that are long enough that your ornaments can go at the bottom. And we're going to take everything away and keep them separated so I don't mess this up. So I'm going to take a heat anti-static powder, which will be replaced by a fresh brush soon because I still can't find mine. And like I said, my Pink and Main order is in the mail. And then I'm going to take, instead of a like embossing ink, I don't have an embossing ink pen, but what I do have is a quickie glue pen, which is like a pinpoint ball roller with glue. And Pink and Main doesn't have this brand on the website, but they do have a Zig version of this. So if you don't have one, you can get one from Pink and Main. If you have this or, you know, whatever brand, also completely fine. So I am going to use this to just draw over my lines. And I love the detail that you can get from this. And I am going to work really quick because this is a very thin amount of glue, and on my head it's going to dry really fast. So what I'm going to do is use the sterling embossing powder that we used the other day. So I am still going to, you could do this with just glitter and call it a day. I am still going to heat emboss this to like melt it and really lock it in. But you can see, like, how perfect is that? The little glue pen is like the perfect solution. Sorry, hold on. Okay. Shout out to my husband who, I was running out of time to jump on here and get ready, and I could make a drink, and he stayed in the kitchen and made one for me and brought it to me while I was signing in. Okay, so I have those three. He also streams, for the record. That's why he's not in the house while I'm streaming, because he also streams. So he's out in his man cave garage streaming, playing guitars. I tried to tell him we should pull a Gina K and Tom and have him play music in the background for me, but he said he didn't know about that. I think it's because all his friends stream with him and they like share the screen and stuff. We should do that one time. Have people jump in and out. That would be fun. All right, I have my heat tool here, and I am just going to melt this really quickly. So again, if you just had glitter, or honestly, if you wanted it to just stay like this, I think you could just let it dry and you would be good. Definitely, if you added the glitter, you could just let it dry and be good. But because it is embossing powder, I figured like, why not melt it? So putting the cap back on my glue pen. I'm going to try, this should take like 2 seconds. I'm going to try to do this without muting, but if you have headphones in, you can turn them down. Okay, so I think that definitely took longer than I thought because I think the glue pen holds a little more powder on the paper than the embossing ink would, but I still got a beautiful shine. That'll give us that little bit of extra sparkle. So I still feel good about that. Virginia, that's so great. It's definitely a fun, like a fun thing for him to go do. You know what I mean? Um, he's played guitar. My husband's played guitar his whole life, so that's just like his standard thing. But he's been streaming now, live streaming for about a little over a year, and he's doing pretty good. Lights. I think the lights are a little more like a little more crazy. So I think they get the swoopy doo ones. I think I said this one is this, and this one is this. I think I had the green in the middle, the blue and the pink, right? And then the yellow gets popped up. So let's just do all of these flat. I'm just gonna go in with some Tombow mono adhesive. And I don't need it to go all the way to the edge, but I definitely do want these to take up a good amount of space. Kind of get them lined up with their strings. That, and we'll take some foam tape. Look how small my roll is getting. It's so little. I'm gonna have to order more of that soon too. It did make a pretty good run though, guys. This foam tape did last a while, considering that I use it every single time that we're live and usually for my blog post project. So like 3 to 4 times a week I'm using this foam. And if I'm using foam on any of my other projects for other brands that I work with, it's usually still this foam. Go. Be merry. So there is card front number 1. She's wacky, but I still think I like her. All right, and then we had right like that. Like, yeah, sure, sure, why not? It's all just paper and fun. It doesn't have to be crazy. That. Okay. That's a little crooked, but you know what? It's good enough for me. So there is a little Be Merry, very non-traditional, but still, I think, super fun cards, Christmassy cards with the ornaments. We got a little sparkle. We got all of that fun texture. If you wanted to, we could have added the glue and heat embossed more silver here or even on the letters, but just, always trying to be conscious of my too much gene. I think that this was a pretty good balance. Let me see if I can hold them up. There you go. I always think you can see them a little better when you can see them straight on. That overhead light gets really crazy sometimes. So you can still see all that shine, but now you can see it is very legible. You definitely see all of that texture, and it still pairs in really nicely with that pattern paper. And then here's the other one. So I am so grateful for you guys coming to hang out. I will, right? Everybody's like, oh, that's what it's supposed to look like. Now it makes sense. Um, I'm so glad that you guys came to hang out. I hope this inspires you to get inky and crafty and play with your embossing powder, maybe in a different way than you've tried it before. Um, I promise that those will get put onto these card bases at some point, but we're already 45 minutes in. So you're going to just have to trust me on that one. I, per usual, am not quite sure what the plan is for next Tuesday or Thursday. So if you have any requests for techniques or products or holidays or anything else you can think of that you would like to see me try out or demonstrate here with you guys, please leave it in the comments. I will go back this weekend and check from Tuesday and tonight's video. You can always put in your requests. Shout out to Julianne for inspiring us to play with the emboss and cut ornaments this week. But otherwise, I hope that you guys have an amazing weekend. I hope if it's fall wherever you are, that you get some beautiful fall weather and some fun fall activities and maybe like a little apple or pumpkin-y drink or treat for yourself. But otherwise, I will see you back here next Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. I love you guys so much. And until then, happy crafting, guys. Have a good night.